you drive to the edge of the world. Have you ever heard of these unique beach buses in Uruguay? They're called Camiones, which simply means trucks in Spanish. The remote village of Cabo Polonio sits on the far east coast of Uruguay. Less than 100 people live here permanently, but several thousand flock here during the summer holiday season. For most visitors, the only way to get here is on the back of a unique modified off-road vehicle. Edison Lorenzo runs some of the unusual beach buses.
This is the only place where you'll find this kind of transportation, because Cabo Polonio is distinct. It's an 8-kilometer journey which you can enjoy, and it's obviously a beautiful landscape.
A fleet of 18 trucks traverse through the national park. They're owned by several companies who share the route. Most private vehicles are banned from entering the protected nature area. Visitors must leave their cars at the entrance and queue for a seat on the camion. They now carry tourists, but these trucks were once used to transport soldiers.
They're trucks from the military that are prepared to be able to make this route, which is very arid and very difficult. It's all sand. The trucks need to have traction. It can rain, and at other times the sand gets very, very loose, and you have to grip onto it. These trucks have been renovated. We've added a second level. On the upper part, the view is much more panoramic. You can enjoy the landscape, which is really very beautiful.
Surmounting the sandy trails is physical work for the drivers, like Daniel Quintana.
The hardest part of the sand is when it doesn't rain for days and the sand is loose. That's where it gets complicated. Now it's nice because it's humid. This truck has a 160 horsepower Fiat Iveco engine, speed 30 kilometers per hour. Because it has 2 levels, it sways a lot.
The trucks are only allowed to traverse a narrow corridor to protect the delicate environment, which is home to rare frogs and plants.
We do less damage to the dunes by going along only one road. It causes less damage.
The truck transport system began in the 1980s, when a French tour guide saw their potential as passenger vehicles. They replaced jeeps, horses, and even camels, which once carried visitors over the dunes. The initial all-terrain vehicles came secondhand from the Uruguayan army. More arrived in the 1990s, purchased from militaries all over the world. Each is uniquely named and decorated. Most are 4-wheel drive, but some are 6-wheel drive.
They run for decades, many with their original engines, but they need constant maintenance. We do maintenance and painting work in the winter. When blisters begin to appear, we remove and paint again, because if not, the salt eats it away.
Parked side by side at Cabo Polonio are trucks that once served on opposing sides of the Cold War. They were built by heavy vehicle manufacturers like Iveco and Fiat from Italy, Euro from Spain, and Ural from Russia, and some by companies that don't exist anymore, like Rio in the United States, and IFA from former East Germany. This one is an IFA W50. More than 500,000 of these models were built in East Germany starting in the mid-1960s. They served as the workhorse of farms and factories in the former socialist state, and they're still in use around the world. This IFA W50 has recently arrived here at Cabo Polonio after serving on a peacekeeping mission.
This truck was used in the Congo by the United Nations. In the Congo, this truck was a workshop with tools and everything to fix the other trucks.
Driving trucks here is a family business. They're handed down through the generations.
My father owns the company. He's been here all his life, and I've been driving since I was 13.
Another hereditary driver is Agustina Núñez, who runs some colorful trucks in the fleet. I learned from my mother, who was the first woman to drive these trucks in 1989. So when I was a little girl, I always rode with her. This truck is called Medusa because I really like the fable of Medusa, and the snakes, and the colors. Medusa is a 6-wheel drive built by Rio in the United States. The 6x6 is much more powerful, and because a 4x4 is less powerful, it's more difficult, but this moves incredibly. Agustina puts her heart into maintaining Medusa, and her strength into driving it. I like it a lot, but you have to hold on tight. It has its own way of moving. Agustina's other vehicle is La Pantera, the Panther. It has recently been given a fresh coat of hot pink paint that masks its age. Driver Guillermo Garcia Sanguinetti takes it easy behind the wheel of the old beast.
This camion is the oldest one in Cabo Polonio. It's been working here for at least 60 years. It's the oldest. Speed 30 kilometers per hour, 40 on the hard sandy beach. It could go 50 at the most, but we don't go that fast because of safety. It sways around a lot, so for safety, we don't go fast. We always drive at a calm speed. Also, it's an old vehicle, so it can't do much more.
For the passengers, the bouncing, swaying, bumpy ride is all part of the attraction of coming to Cabo Polonio.
It's great. It sways a lot. I'm quite afraid of heights, and it sways, but I like it. It's always nice to come here to Cabo Polonio.
Uruguay's Atlantic coast can feel like the edge of the world. There are more seals than humans living at Cabo Polonio, and no roads to drive here. Do you know of other remote places that can only be reached with special vehicles? Let us know in the comments.